All right, folks, 8th edition has been out since what? Summer 2010? Coming up on 2 years. It seems like it just came out recently. So, good job, Games Workshop. They upped their game. They're making better hardbound codexes. The art, still isn't up to Privateer Press, but it is nice. They went from black and white to sepia. So, and there's some other colors in there too, so I don't want to bust their chops too bad. For some reason I can't find our Ogre Kingdoms book, which is weird to me. Do you have it, Ben? Do you have the Ogre Kingdoms hardback? No, that's Forgotten Realms, silly. Alright, well I guess he doesn't. Anyway, alright, so here's what's out for 8th edition. Oh, and the older books work just fine. I'm going to tell you kind of what's competitive, though. So first off, Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings are awesome. They're kind of these Egyptian guys. Lots of, one of my faves, I have to say. Great kits, and there's something, they're one of the two undead armies. So you have Tomb Kings and Vampire Counts. So yeah, the undead got some love right away this time. And these have historically been kind of two of the neglected armies, so good for you. And what I like about Warhammer Fantasy over 40K, just one thing, is that there's not one like predominant army. It's not like half of all players play Empire for some reason. It is kind of scattered interest. There's a lot of different armies, and they're all having unique flavor. Tomb Kings are undead. Are good because they're reliable. They don't just run away. So you can kind of predict the outcomes of things with them. Differences between Tomb Kings and Vampire Counts. Tomb Kings are more, in my opinion, kind of an army that you actually go punch someone in the face with. But no, I don't know. What is the difference between the two? I mean, just in terms of overall play style. How does a Vampire Counts army work differently than Tomb Kings? I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can chime in on that. You got Orcs and Goblins, which we talked about in the Bat Rep with Josh. And so there's those guys. You'd have Ogre Kingdoms. I can't find the book for those guys. So yeah, no human races yet. But Empire's out this week, and I am getting my Empire book tonight. And I'm going to read it. I'm excited for it. I have we had an Empire trade back that's partially painted by us, in fact, I'm pretty sure. I think, yeah, the client ordered some stuff and then he added some things but never got around to painting them and then traded them in. But anyway, so I have that, so I'm going to add some of the fun stuff they've come out with, the really cool kits, and hopefully get an Empire army going off of that. And quite frankly, I can't stop it. You guys requested, hey, whatever you're interested in, and it's Warhammer Fantasy. But that doesn't mean there's not love in my heart for other stuff. Namely, Hordes. I get to break out my Circle of Ouroboros army that I just love and have not sold and have actually been practicing and reading up on. And I'm really, really excited about that. So, hold on, let me grab some other codexes. Okay, so, by the way, I just went through our massive wad of army books, and these are all army books that have been redone, and they are now going in the trash. I can't let you look at this. Yeah. So, let's talk about army lists that I think are still in the running, and that I would personally recommend. Ones that I would avoid would be, and I'm not saying don't do these, but if you do them, it's got to be out of love. You got to love them, and if you're in an environment that's not overly competitive or not very competitive, you can pick any army you want and just play it well, and it'll do just great. But when that point gets sharpened up and it's tournament level, some armies just kind of drop out of the running. So, but these are ones that I consider very strong. One is Dark Elves. These have great synergy with Cauldron of Blood. They have really inexpensive core units, and the great thing is about The pre-8th edition books, by the way, these are still good. They have FAQs out. They, updating them, kind of making sure they all sync up, is they have their magic items still. The new books, the armies have very few magic items. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. 8th edition has like over 100 common magic items, and that's like more, I think it used to be like 15. So and that's what they did. They made all the magic items kind of like everybody draws from the same pool. So dark elves are mean. They have great offensive magic, and they have some really awesome monsters like the Manticore. So all their kits are really cool. A downside is a lot of the units you're going to take are going to be fine cast or metal. They don't make metal anymore, but if you buy it secondhand or whatever it is. So there's that, but they do have a lot of really good monster kits out. So that's Dark Elves. Warriors of Chaos, I don't even know where to start with this. There's so much you could do with it. The army, it's because you can theme it a zillion different ways. You can use alternate models. Warriors of Chaos, really, their strength is they do run up and punch you in the face. And they are armored. The Chaos Warriors as core are just ridiculously awesome. And monsters in there, the Hell Cannon is really good. I definitely recommend the Hell Cannon. Some of their stuff is dated. The Shaggoth isn't as good anymore. But the War Shrine is awesome. And lots of great conversions can come out of that. They don't publish an official figure. So big fan of Chaos. What I want to do, please commission this, Chaos Dwarf Army. They have rules out on Forge World. This is the army that you do the Chaos Dwarfs either as an ally, or I'm pretty sure you could make all Chaos Dwarfs using the Warriors of Chaos list and their supplemental stuff. Lizardmen, still strong, great models. The plastic range is very superb for this one. They're very evocative. This is one of my favorite armies. If I hadn't done them so much in the past, I'd be doing them again right now. Dwarfs. Oh yeah. Their thing is they have great war machines. They have they are lacking a bit on the pageantry side. They don't have like giant kits. You could do conversions for the Throne of Power and the Anvil of Doom, but for the most part it is just your lowly dwarf warrior taken to the front ranks. They have great elites, but that's in terms of models. The war machines are very handsome too. In terms of play, this is the best army for combos. They have a huge amount of runic stuff that is still extremely potent. Look at this. This huge list of runic weapons and talismans. Look at that. It goes on for another page. I think it's just those 2 pages, but it's like 20 things per page, something like that. 15 to 20. And so dwarfs are really cool. We do have a dwarf army on the block right now. Whatever you do, just buy it. Buy it as soon as you humanly can. It's really fantastic. High Elves and Skaven. They have something in common. These are both models in the basic kit, the Isle of Blood starter kit. So you can get the models really inexpensively. There still is either a time or money cost to assemble and paint them, but I can't say enough good things about them. High Elves are very elite. They've revamped the plastics for the elites choices. I hope they do the same for Dark Elves soon. High Elves are fast moving. They have dragons. They're noble. They have, just a really great feel to them. This is my first army when I first started playing. Had to pick the High Elves, and they have fantastic magic to them. What else? Yeah, they've redone the plastics for Phoenix Guard are fantastic. White Lions are fantastic. Swordmasters come in the Isle of Blood kit, and they are High Elves are ridiculously cool. They look great, they play great, they're definitely an elite army, and they're low model counts. So you can get your army done. This is an army where it's like, don't gotta paint so many guys. Let's talk about Skaven. Oh, wow. Okay, first off, Skaven have gotten ridiculous amounts of love. Almost every single thing in this book has a rockin' plastic kit to it. I don't even know where to start. Like Rare, Hell Pit Abomination, awesome kit. Doomwheel, awesome kit. Warp Lightning Cannon, awesome kit. Plague Claw Catapult, awesome kit. They're just ridiculously awesome. And the Lowly Clan Rat, which is in my opinion, one of the best troops in the game. They are quick to paint up, especially if you are going lower level. And that translates to less expensive. Currently, not forever, so this video may be dated someday. Currently, we're running a really great special for massed infantry. You just have to contact me for details on that. So that's what you do. If you're going to do Skaven, plan on painting up 80 to 120 infantry for starters. But once you got that, then it's all fun stuff. It's all the fun kits and the characters and the weird stuff and the weird science. Just really, and the heroes they have for them, the fine cast stuff is just, they look absolutely fantastic. We are, okay, yes, we're starting on yet another studio army, and that is yet another Skaven army, roughly same composition as all the ones we do. Do want to give an honorable mention to Los Hombres Bestios, Beastmen. Here's the deal. These guys have gotten a lot of love recently with the advent of the Cygor Gorgon kit and the Jabberslith kit. So they have some great new plastic kits out. The problem is the list is really weird, and I don't think anyone's ever figured it out, or maybe there's just nothing to figure out. But I do want to point out, the army I want to do right now, yes, yet another one, is Minotaurs. Here's how the army list looks. You get a Doom Bowl, that's a Lord choice. By the way, this is almost 3,000 points, and it's only 25 models. But they're all big, cool models. So you get a Doom Bowl or Taurox, the Brass Bowl, which is a special character in Lords. So that's one model. You get 2 Gore Bowls, and those are just heavy hitters. So there's 3. You're up to 3. You get a Wizard. And actually, the Wizards are toughness, the guys on foot are toughness 5, 3 wounds. So I'm going to make a Minotaur Wizard. And the only problem there is he's on a 40 instead of a 25. But I think people would forgive that if you had a cool conversion. So I'm thinking like a Minotaur Wizard with like a big old staff. You know, a shamanistic type thing. Oh, going to be awesome. And a BSB, so we're up to 4 models now. And by the way, that's about 1,000 points. Is what you're looking at there. Okay, core. Here's where it gets fun. No. You get Mournfang Cavalry from Ogre Kingdoms. You get rid of the riders. You put 2, like a double rider thing, on the, and have beastmen riding them. And that's your Tusk Gore chariots. So that's what's weird about beastmen, is they allow chariots as core. Now that used to be awesome because you could charge in, win the combat, peel off the front rank, get no attacks back, and barrel them on down. But now with Steadfast, you can't do that. But I want to try it anyway, because I think you can actually just kill stuff with all those chariots. And by the way, that's 8 chariots that you will need for a 2,500 point army. We are now to easily 1,700. And we haven't even got the Minotaurs yet. So 2 units of Minotaurs, 6 strong each. That is 800 points each. So now you're to 2,500 and you haven't even hit rare. So in rare, you bust out 2 Gorgons and you're up to 3,000. And you have a completely, except for the chariots, a completely Minotaur themed army. And I do believe it is 20, 26 models, and it would, at the very least, it would look cool. And here's how that plays too. Of course, this is a lot of theory hammer here. Is okay, it's deployment. I set up a chariot. Opponent says, and they're in the middle. Set up, and so you go back and forth. They've probably mostly deployed with the 8 chariots. Then you set up your giant units on one side and roll the flank. Is it underhanded? I don't know. I think, is the army fun to play? Yes. Yes, it is. Because all your guys move fast. They look super cool. And with the shaman, you're going to have some interesting magic going on. So, well, that's all I have for today. It's a lot of Warhammer Fantasy, and for those of you that love the other games, well, that's just the kind of push and pull of things, and the other stuff will get some love. Like I said, we are doing a War Machine Bat Rep tomorrow.